Welcome back. Are you ready for some football? Just in time for the football season, we have a great beef recipe that's perfect for those football tailgate parties. And with me today, we have Shenoa French with the NCBA Culinary Services team. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Shenoa, this looks a little different than most tailgate parties I've been accustomed to, but tell us what we're going to cook today.
We're going to kick it up just a notch, and we're going to do beef satay and a spicy peanut sauce.
Wow.
So the great thing about this recipe is you can do a lot of stuff at home in the morning, stick it in the cooler, get down there, set up the grill, and then have dinner ready for kickoff. Perfect. So we're going to start here with our peanut sauce. Okay. We'll get that done. This would be started ahead in the morning and then sent just in a cooler, in a Ziploc, whatever you want to do. Okay. We're going to start with creamy peanut butter. I've got that. This just here is a half a cup of creamy peanut butter. Okay. We're going to stick it in a bowl. Yep, that's easy to find. Yeah. Even college kids have peanut butter. Absolutely. Next, we're going to add in some soy sauce. Okay. This is just a couple teaspoons of soy sauce. If you want to use low sodium, we recommend that, but if you don't have it, you don't need to. Okay. Next is going to be milk. This is a third cup of milk. That just gets added in. And the trick is when we start mixing this, you got to go slowly, otherwise you'll wear the milk. On top of here is going to be a couple teaspoons of lime juice. Oh, wow. So then just a little lime juice, that gives you your nice acid in your Asian cooking. And what are all our spices here? These are the spiciness comes in. So we've got a little bit of sugar, a little bit of cayenne, and then a little bit of powdered ginger. Oh. So that'll get added in here. Okay. I'm going to get rid of these real quick. And then I'm going to just start, and you can either use a whisk or a spatula, but the best thing to do is just going to be to kind of get these, whatever you're more comfortable with, get these good and combined. Okay. And you want just a real nice, it'll be a little looser than normal peanut butter, obviously, with the milk in there. So do you have to chill it before, or I mean, do you have to chill it then and let it set, or you just whisk it up like this and take it with you? Just whisk it up and then obviously throw it in the cooler because it's got milk in there. Okay. But when you get down there, it'll be easier to dip your satay in it. Sure. Sorry. No problem. When it's not as cold. Okay. So when you get down there, pull it out and let it come to room temperature. It can sit at room temperature for up to 4 hours. That's your safe zone with any of that stuff. So here you got it. Stick it in whatever you want to take with you to the game, and you're good to go. Perfect. So I'm got to try that. Alrighty. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to start going into a marinade. And this marinade, you start mix it in a bowl, and we're going to save half of it to brush your skewers with when you're cooking them. Yeah, and so the important thing about marinade, if you're going to use that to brush any of your meat, you save half and never touch the raw, and anything goes in the raw gets discarded for food safety. Good food safety tip. Yeah, so we're going to start, I'm going to start with it into just a bowl, and then we'll go ahead and go into Ziploc. In here I have just a little bit of an Asian dressing. Really? This is a low-fat Asian dressing that you can buy at the grocery store. Choose whatever variety you'd like. This is a little bit of a sesame ginger one, so we're going to add that in. Yeah. In the bowl here. We've got a number of other spices there. What do you have there? Next in here, we're going to use some fresh ginger. So it kind of mirrors the ginger that's in here. This is a fresh one. We've got a little bit of brown sugar, so it'll give you a little bit of nice caramelization on the grill too when you do that. And then it's fresh cilantro. Oh. So kind of giving you, a lot of people think of cilantro as more of a Mexican ingredient, but it kind of gives you a better flavor, rounding out the flavor in that. That's great. So we're going to dump this one in. Dump all those in. Yeah. And the nice trick, trick about marinades is that we're going to use a Ziploc bag, and so you don't really even have to stir all of that together. Really? I'm going to stir half of it so that we can reserve some of it back to use later. Yeah, and I can sure hold that Ziploc for you if you like. You bet. So we're going to get this stirred up. Yeah. Real nice, and you're just combining those ingredients. So that when they're mixed together on the grill and you brush them on there, you have an equal distribution of all your flavors. Well, this is easier than I thought. I saw all these ingredients. Okay, about half of it. Yeah, so we'll do about half in there. Put that in our fridge, keep it in our cooler. Yep, and this will need to go with you to the game. So like I said, it goes in a little bowl. Make sure you bring a pastry brush with you, so that'll be important. We're going to stick this up here for later. All right. So what I'm going to show you now is how to slice some of this top round. This recipe calls for a pound of top round. Excellent. It's one of the 29 lean cuts. I was going to say, yeah. So, and it's a great use for round. It does need to be marinated, so that's kind of where this goes. And this recipe is best marinated anywhere from 30 minutes to 2 hours. We usually recommend that full 2 hours. to help all the flavors and the acid that's in this marinade to kind of do its magic.
Sure.
That's why it's great. You can do it at home. The drive time, by the time you get there, you're ready to go.
There you go. Perfect.
We're going to do nice thin slices.
Okay.
We're going to be putting those nice thin slices onto the skewers. And most people generally think of satay as a chicken Asian dish.
Right.
And this is a great combination to use the beef flavors and Asian. It's just something a little different.
That's great.
You want to do real nice long strips, and only about 1/8 of an inch thick, because they only cook on the grill for a couple minutes, so you want them thin. So I'm just going to go ahead and slice nice long strip down. You can have this done for you at your butcher if you want to.
I see.
If they'll do it, another trick to do when you're trying to slice meat is if it's pretty chilled, like it's come out not hard frozen, but it'll slice thin easier when you're using it really, really chilled. So that's another trick for that.
That's a good idea.
So I'm just going to do 3 slices here and then show you. I've got a plate that's over here.
Oh, perfect. After it's marinated.
And these are, actually we can throw these, I'll show you real quick. Just go ahead and throw these into your Ziploc and get out all the air. So you kind of roll it towards you, and then make sure you close your Ziploc. And then it's ready to go in the cooler.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, and so the more you toss it up, the more it gets incorporated.
Cool.
Now when you get down to the game, get your table set up, and you get your either grill pan if you need to use that, or your regular charcoal grill hot. We're going to use some skewers, and these skewers, make sure you soak them in water. I can tell you a real easy trick with, if you don't soak them, you're going to burn them, and then you'll be pulling strips of meat off the grill without anything to hold on to. It's a little challenging. Little water bottles, you can unscrew the top, take out
and just stick them in there.
And just slip them in there. And then kind of rotate them if you need to. That way there's no extra container, no mess. The trick with these is you take one end and you're going to kind of weave them all on here and then pull them down. Is the easiest way to do that. So
show us how to do that.
We'll take one piece and I'm going to give it a little bit of a tail. And then I'm just going to continue to weave. And you go about every inch. Is the easy thing. And I always leave mine all together close, and then I'll spread it out.
Later.
So if you try to push them down, then you're fighting yourself. So I always do mine all up tight, up on the top here. And then I will slowly, you kind of look like ribbon candy. So you kind of push them down. And you want a little bit of the snake-like ribbon effect. It'll help with cooking quickly on both sides. So that's a real quick, easy.
That's cool.
And they're all skewered. Like I said, this is something that can be done right when you get down there. Bring a glove or something, that way you can wash your hands. But you're all set.
Get them all skewered, and then we're ready to go to the grill.
So then they're all skewered. And then we'll move over and just stick these right on the grill or on the grill pan. I'm going to grab these just with my fingers. And basically, these are a quick, like 2 to 3 minutes. They're quick because they're real thinly sliced. So you'll do them about 1.5 to 2 minutes on one side. We're going to brush them with some of that leftover marinade. And then they're ready to go.
Outstanding.
So
it's quick and easy.
Medium heat on here. Just going to throw these little guys on.
Easy to eat while you're standing around with folks.
And the nice thing is most people think of, I'm going to go to the tailgate and I'm going to have to eat hamburgers and hot dogs. And this is something that if people are trying to be conscious of carbs, they're not eating a bunch of buns. And you can kind of pair this with some Asian style salads, some Asian coleslaws. So that way you get your cucumbers and your nice vegetables with it. You got a little peanut butter, so that kind of gives you an extra little piece of protein in there.
And while you're turning those, it looks like this is what we end up with. This looks great, Shenoa.
Yeah, that's just a nice platter that we put together.
And then you've got this, again, this peanut sauce here, and I can tell you that tasted fantastic. Well, this is a great new twist on a typical tailgating party, and I appreciate you coming and sharing these ideas with us. If you want more information on this and other great beef recipes, just visit us at cattlemen2cattlemen.org.